Are you looking for a side hustle? Let's get you trading stocks right now. Alright, so let's get started. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the use of the SMA line, which is the simple moving average line, in trading. And so once again, we're going to be using Webull. Once again, if you like my content, then like, subscribe, and click those links. There's a link to sign up for Webull. We both get free stocks if you use my link. There is also another link, and it is for the course that I took to get me to where I am today and making money for myself. So my goal for this video is to give you several examples of how to use the SMA line whenever you're swing trading or day trading. This first example is going to be a swing trade, and I want to be using the 4-hour time interval with it, and I'm also going to be using Bitcoin as the example for this video. So every example I'm showing you is the condensed version of what you're seeing right here. So the SMA line, which is the blue line that you can see right there, it is what you're going to use to figure out your confirmation and your validation. Now, in the last video, I messed up and I said it backwards. Confirmation is when the green candlestick holds above that blue SMA line. That is your confirmation, and that is when you're going to want to purchase a stock. Now, the validation is right here whenever you see, in this example, it's going to be the purple candlestick go below the SMA line. And you can pretty much trade almost any stock with enough volatility simply by using this SMA line and watching for confirmation and validation to show you when the best time to buy and sell your stock is. So the first thing that we're going to try and identify is all the points of confirmation and validation, because in this specific example, you can see multiple confirmations and validations. And since this chart is set up for a swing trade, you can see that there are multiple options for you to get in, get out, and you can even get back into trades. So now we're going to point those out. And so as you can see how many points of confirmation and validation there are. And what we're looking at, like I explained earlier, is for the confirmation, a green candlestick holding above that blue SMA line. And then also for all the validation points, it is the red candlestick closing below that SMA line. Now, another thing is, if you notice, some of these confirmations are really close to the validations. So you're not always going to get the full chunk of it, of the profit, but what you want to accomplish as a proficient trader is not taking losses. Because if you constantly take small profits, it's going to add up and it's going to overcome what your losses are. Even if they are small losses, you want to minimize how many losses that you are taking. So whenever you start to actually lose a little bit, it's called cut your losses. So essentially what you want to do is cut your loss. One thing you don't want to do is hold on to a trade just because you think it might go up. And in this example, it does go up. But what if it keeps going down? Then you're just taking more and more losses, and the losses can be exponential. So now what we're going to do is we're going to analyze this. We're going to look at the confirmation and validation to see what our percentage that we take a profit of, and we're going to look at how much money, depending on how many stocks we traded, that would be. So obviously the biggest profit area is right up here, but we're not going to talk about that part right now because I want to keep everything realistic. So realistically, you would have probably got in right here at confirmation, and then you would have sold out right here at validation. And why is that confirmation and validation? Because your green candlestick confirmed that it was growing in strength and it held right there, and then it validated with this red candlestick by holding under that SMA line right there. So even if you would have just bought one stock of this, that little chunk right there would have profited you about $300 to $500. Now that seems small for such a large stock, but that's what we're wanting to do, is take those small profits. Even if we have to take $10, $5, however small of profit, that's what we're wanting to take. We don't want to take losses. That's our main goal, is don't take losses. Now, if you have to take a loss, cut it off early, get it over with, take that small loss, and find another stock. So now let's move on to some day trades. So in this example, I've got my time interval at 5 minutes. So you can see it's pretty close together, relatively close in time down here at the bottom right here. And so what we're looking at is a good price strength. And price strength is this little area right here and here. So what you're looking at there is it is holding above and pushing even farther above that SMA line. That's showing me that it has very good strength and it's going to keep going up. So let's point out the very obvious confirmation and validation in this one. So as you can see, we have confirmation right here, and then we can run this all the way up and we're going to get validation right up here. So that is a huge chunk that we got. And sometimes that'll happen. Now, most of the times, I want to keep y'all humble, but most of the times it's going to be real small chunks of a big move because as you can see back here, it'll fluctuate a little bit. And so you're not always going to be able to catch all of that move, but that is just fine. So once again, now that we have our confirmation and our validation pointed out, and you can see the big run up there that we just took, let's look at how much we made off of this. So as you can see, between our confirmation and our validation, this big area right here, we started off right around $23,409. Where we ended at, which is going to be right up here, will be right about $23,700. So with a day trade, now you're looking at about a $300 profit just off of about an hour and a half long trade. How in the other example with the swing trade, you made about $300 over several days to almost a week. And I'm really impatient, so that's why I like day trading instead of swing trading. But as most traders do, we practice both, and probably a lot more than just swing and day trading. I also do investing, but I really love day trading for this part right here. Now I've got one more example, and it's a lot more choppy. So this example is another day trade. Now I'm still in the 5-minute interval for my time period. And as you can see, this one doesn't look near as clear cut as the last two examples. But I can show you, as you can see right here, there is our confirmation. And then right up here is sort of a validation. Now you can take that profit if you want. Honestly, I would probably hold out, because you see that right there? That is a doji, and that is the buyers and sellers not knowing really which way they want to go. That's why we wait until a very clear validation, which is right up here. So here, it almost looks like you should sell out right here, but you're actually going to wait until the red line closes all the way up below that SMA line, because in this area right here, nothing ever closes below that. You can see those wicks kind of coming off of those candlesticks. That is where the price action had went, but it didn't stay there. What you're seeing with the actual body of the candlestick is where it opened and where it closed. A green candlestick is going to show you the bottom of it is where it opened and the top of it is where it closed. And a red candlestick, or in this case a purple candlestick, is exactly opposite. The top is where it opened and the bottom is where it closed. And then everything off of it, all the little wicks, are going to show you where the price action had went at one point. But I'm going to show you your profits for both of the confirmation and possible validation points. So in the small confirmation to validation, your confirmation would have started right about $23,428, and your validation would have taken you all the way up to $23,520. But if you would have actually watched for the real validation point, which is right here, that would have taken you all the way to about $23,620. So in the first part, if you were getting a little bit scared and you went ahead and took your profits, that's not a problem at all. You can get back into that trade. That's not a problem. You still netted almost $100, but the second example, so if you would have actually watched for the real validation point, the actual validation point, then you would have netted right about or maybe a little over $200. But just keep in mind that there is nothing wrong with taking profits and getting back into a trade. If you would have got back into that trade, you might have lost like $80, something like that. That's not a whole lot. You still would have netted quite a bit of money, and for a very short amount of time in that trade. So if you like this video and you like the content that I'm starting to put out, then I strongly encourage you to click the links down below, get your free stocks from Webull, and click the other link to go take the same course that I did. But most importantly, I need you to smash that like button. I need you to subscribe so I can keep putting out more and more content and do my best to help you become a better trader and make some money.